hyperactivity disorder, commonly known as ADHD. ADHD actually affects children, teens, and often continues into adulthood. And it is the most commonly diagnosed mental disorder in children. There are a few signs which is common and where you can diagnose children who have ADHD. One of it is fidgeting. Children can never sit still. They can never participate in group activity because of the lack of focus. And they have unfinished tasks because they show great interest in many different activities at the same time, so they cannot finish their given task, so there's a lack of focus, and they also have trouble of waiting their turn for anything, which means also there's a lack of focus, and they cannot take in other people's needs and desires. So, and today we have two people, very important people in the studio today, Miss R. Vanisri Saravanan, who runs Global Link, and Donald Amar, who is a father of a child who has got ADHD. Shall we welcome them for the show today and to have a discussion? Ms. Vanisri, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Good evening. My name is Vanisri. I'm the founder for Globaling Groups. Okay, and actually my education background starts from primary and secondary in Methodist schools in Sungai Siput, and then continued to Clifford in Kuala Kangsar, and my undergraduate studies and postgraduate studies was in University of Malaya, and then my job experience. I was working as a lecturer in the international universities for the past 17 years. I'm attached with the universities, and I'm also a subject matter expert for the universities. And in the professional wise, I have my certified autism specialist, that is from the IBCCES, United States of America. And then I'm also international affiliate for the American Psychological Association. And then I also international journal reviewer. And also I'm actually a postgraduate student subject matter expert for the learning disabilities. So these are some of my qualifications.
Thank you very much for that. And can I ask Donald for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about what you do and about your family and about your boy with ADHD, please?
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Donald Amar. I'm one of the father of one of the kid that studies in Global Link School, and he's one of the successful story in the school with another two, and I'm a fitness professional by profession.
Thank you very much. That's very interesting. So you've got a child in Global Link as well?
Yeah.
Okay, out of your 3 children?
No, 3 kids also with us.
Yes, out of the 3, 1 has ADHD. Yes, thank you so much. Let's go on. Would you like to explain a little bit about what ADHD is?
Okay, ADHD is a brain disorder, marked by an ongoing pattern of inattention, or hyperactivity and impulsivity. So when we talk about inattention, it means a person wanders off tasks, lacks of persistence, has difficulty sustaining focus, and is disorganized. And when we talk about hyperactivity, what we mean by hyperactivity is actually that's enough. But actually, if you ask me, the parents need to get the knowledge first. Okay, that will be always the first steps. Okay, that parents need to do. Okay, then after that, okay, after understanding, okay, their problems, okay, the next thing is actually announcing it to others. Okay,
so they're aware.
To others, who are they? Okay, they may be grandparents, whoever is involved with that kids, so that okay, the parents, okay, and the family can help the kids. Okay, and that's the most important things. Okay, because most of the time nowadays, what's happening is a lot of parents, when they know, okay, the child is being diagnosed with certain problems, okay, they don't want to say it out to others, thinking that people will be saying that your child is having some problems. Okay, so they feel shy to
acknowledge it.
Acknowledge it. Okay, so when that happens, okay, the actual solution is not going to come. Okay, because what I always say is let them to know. Okay, the child is having some problems. So the first person must be from the families. Okay, the siblings need to know what is the brother or the sister is having. The grandparents need to know, okay, what is the problem that they are facing.
Okay, so it has to be the immediate family and the extended family.
Yes,
so the child and the parents get full support.
Yes, that's
right. Good. Thank you for that. And what do you think, Donald, is your role as a parent when you found that your son was having ADHD? What was the difficulties that you found your son was having, and how did you cope with it?
The first thing is acceptance.
Okay.
All the parents are going to be in denial with this. And apparently majority of them is going to be delaying the diagnosis because they don't want to accept it at all. So even if the teachers tell them or the principals tell them something with your kid, and they will still depend it, and they're in denial of facing the truth that their son needs to be diagnosed so that they'll be able to help them with the kid. So what happened with us, we had that experience as well at the same time, but I've spoken to my wife and said, we can't do anything about this. So what we did is we immediately bring her and send him to NASUM, the National Autism Society of Malaysia, where they had a day of assessment.
Okay.
And they find out that he got an ADHD.
Okay.
Actually, his ADHD is just borderline. They have like some borderlines, it's just like maximum, not over, not beyond, so not so bad at all. And yeah, that started with all of those, and then we didn't stop ever since.
But how did you accept when he was diagnosed ADHD? I know you told your wife we have to have him assessed, and then when you were told he had ADHD, what did you feel?
I feel bad, really, really bad.
Why?
Because my family, my wife's family doesn't have any persons with mental disorder, so we thought like it can't be. We can't accept it at first, but after that, we can't really do anything because we need to accept the fact that that's the only way to help the child. Because if you won't accept it, you'll prolong it, and when they get older, it's gonna be a lot tougher to deal with the problem.
So you were not shy, or were you shy in the beginning?
Not at all, not at all.
Not at all,
yeah.
But it was tough to accept it.
That's the first part of it. But after we diagnosed it, then ever since we actually tackled the problem and try our best to send him to different kind of treatments.
So you came to terms with it.
Yeah.
And then you started to think, what is the next step?
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. So coming to that, the next step, I'm going to ask Ms. Vanisri, why is it important to educate the parents on how to manage children diagnosed with ADHD?
Okay, because when the parents are being educated, okay, on the solutions of it, okay, because most of the time, okay, the school, okay, or the therapy centers are giving the solutions, and these things are not being carried in the homes.
Okay.
So that is why if the parents are getting the awareness of it, so they can bring it back at home, and the children also
have continuity at home. Okay.
Because most of it is behavior problems. Okay. So they throw up tantrums. Okay. Because in the school, okay, we have a set of rules. Okay. Okay, where they follow.
Set of rules which they have to follow.
Yes, they have to follow.
But if they don't follow and they are disruptive, they cannot sit still, they fidget, How do you cope
Okay,
with that?
That's why, okay, we have the behavior management.
Okay.
Okay, so we at times use applied behavior analysis.
Okay.
To identify what is their needs. Okay, and based on the needs, okay, then we give them what is supposed to be done.
So you have solutions for them.
Yes, we have solution.
Okay, give me an example of a solution if a child is throwing tantrums and won't listen because your school has got both normal or able-bodied or typical children, and you also have children with ADHD. You also have children with autism in the same class.
Yes.
How do you cope? What are your methods or tools that you use to manage a child who is disruptive? Say he's throwing a tantrum and won't listen.
Normally what we do is in the beginning, okay, they don't straight away mix with everybody first. We attend to their behavior first.
Okay.
Okay. Once they cope up with the behavior,
Yes.
then they will be mixing around with all the other students.
Okay.
Okay, and that's how it works. Okay, so again, during the classes, they may be behaving differently. Okay, maybe suddenly they start to jump.
Yes.
Okay, they start to jump. Okay, because they have the energy.
Energy,
Okay.
yes.
So what we need to do is we need to pull them out for a while. Okay, give them some activity.
Yes.
Okay, where they can use up their energy.
So you calm them down through
Yes,
activity
calm
and then
them down
put
through activities.
And you said in the beginning they don't join the a whole classroom.
In the beginning, just for maybe 1 or 2 months.
Ah,
they do
all right.
join first. So until their behavior is being managed.
Ah, that's very interesting.
That is for the ADHD student. If it's ASD students, okay, they will be joining together from the day one because they
Autism.
they don't really have much
Disruptive
behaviors.
Because autism children are more looking inward, quiet, do
Yes.
not mingle, do not make
Yes,
eye contact, etc. Okay, that's very interesting. And Donald, may I ask you, now that you were educated, you went to Global Link, how did you manage it or how did you do it? I know you went to the Autism Society of Malaysia and got your child diagnosed. Then what did you do next?
Next will be a lot of research on how to deal with them.
Yes.
And then it's very important to really educated with how to handle them because that's how you communicate with them.
Okay.
So I remember my son likes, they get a usual behavior that they wanted to have something, and my son likes to play with cars. Just one color car, just blue color at first.
Oh, okay.
So our conversation each time we do something, we do tasks, it always revolves around that cars, any cars.
Any car,
Any
one
cars,
car,
yeah,
the blue car.
Yes, blue car.
There's a reward
So
system.
if you want to get their attention, get onto their world. That's the most important thing. So use what they wanted, like their cars. Okay, you use this car, and then you can introduce some other things, and eventually, right now, he can play with all types of anything. Actually, not just car now because it's.
So what you're saying is you started training him using the blue car, which he's very attached to.
Yeah.
To use it as a reward system or a reinforcement reinforcement saying, if you do this for me, you can have your blue car.
No, not like that.
No.
Like you play around with the car. Yeah, like,
How do you do that?
Like, for example, you're doing a task, like you want to do science. So you have to tell him the steering wheels and everything on a blue car. So he's going to get, oh yeah, it's a car. So because he likes to know what the tires, the spare parts of it. He's very fascinated with that. And he even got collection until now of lots of cars. You get like boxes of cars.
Really?
Yeah.
So now there's lots of cars. Apart from cars, what are the other items or tools that you use?
Okay, aside from that, it's like what Miss Vanisri told us just now, is you have to actually drain their energy. So we actually brought in a lot of activities at home. We're just staying in a small house, but what I did is I bought this big trampoline.
Oh, yes.
So the child can just go out and jump, use the energy, come out and hungry. So that's how you actually tend to actually even teach him to cycle.
Okay.
That takes me like at least 2 years.
To cycle?
To cycle, yeah.
You mean
because
is he
they don't
slow?
have the balancing.
Ah.
Yeah. So it takes them
these
to.
kids normally they will have a problem with balancings.
So ADHD children do have problems with balancing.
Yes.
That's something new. I never
yeah.
knew
Motor
that.
skills,
Problem
motor
with the
skills as well.
fine
Oh,
motor
motor
skills.
skills. Yeah,
Yes.
motor
they have
neuron
problem.
skills.
Yeah.
When we talk about Melson's condition, okay, Melson, he talks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can speak a lot.
Okay.
Because some of the ADHD kids, they cannot speak.
Oh,
but
right.
in Melson's condition, he can talk a lot. But when it comes to the fine motors and gross motors, then he will stay away. Okay.
He would stay here
He will stay. He doesn't want to do the things
because
okay,
he
in the
can't
beginning.
balance.
Okay, earlier like writings.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
jumping.
paying.
Okay, he'll be staying behind.
Oh, he knows when he can cope and when he
Yes,
cannot cope. So he
yes.
has got the skill to think for himself and say, I can
He
do
actually
this. or I-
basically chooses what he wanted
Yes,
to
do.
He
Yeah.
chooses. He chooses.
He chooses.
Okay.
Yeah, he chooses what he wanted to do.
So that is where we need to put him in the therapy class.
Okay.
Therapy. So where he need to take the occupational therapy, fine motors, gross motor, sensory integration, everything has to go through the same things.
Very interesting. So,
so
and
that,
then he gains the
Then he
confidence.
gains the confidence. He starts to write. So after he starts to write, then he starts to draw. He's
Okay.
actually a very good artist now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
He draws very well.
Well, okay.
Because after the cars fascination,
Yes.
he moves on to drawing.
Drawing.
Yeah, but actually, I actually enforce that. Like I give them papers to think and do something. At first, he just drew cars.
Yeah, that's why.
Just cars.
Just cars.
Just cars. Any cars.
Any cars.
Any cars.
So
Any
now,
transportation.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now it's like you give him. He has a pictography memory.
Ah,
He
okay.
can just draw whatever he sees.
Sees.
Okay.
Oh,
so
that's-
this is his talent that we have identified. Then we're actually nurturing him in that.
Nurturing
So,
him.
yes, because he has been with us. I think for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, for the past 4 years.
4
he has-
years.
Yes, he has been with us. So when he starts, the fine motor was very weak.
Week.
Okay.
So when was he diagnosed? At what age?
He was at 4.
At 4 years old. And then did you take him straight to Global Links or did you take him to...
We still had a few schools before, we believe like 3 schools before that. And we even have like one-to-one, which is super expensive. Because when you send them to one-to-one school,
Wow.
like basically it's a therapy where they teach them motor skills and writing, whatever it is. And it's like cost about 200 ringgit an hour.
Really?
Yeah, so but that didn't really did well because what happens is like he didn't really do anything with the skills at all.
Because maybe they didn't help do the diagnosis or they didn't have the
I
know-how?
think the main
or-
reason is because ADHD or any persons with disorder like this is they need to be normalized. That's why I was surprised with Global Link's
Okay.
principle, because what this principle is, they don't segregate kids with autism.
Okay.
They let them stay in a normal class.
Yes.
So that's like accepting them in the group. So this is the very, very important principle of teaching these kids. It's normalization. So
I see.
after that, we just normalize him, do whatever the other kids are
Doing.
Yeah, the other my other 2 kids or whatever they do, he'll do it as well. Like recently, they've been onto animes, so they draw a lot of animes. They watch a lot of animes together with the brother.
Oh, all right.
So actually, he's back to his age now. Like 10
And
years
how
old.
old is he now?
He's 10 years old, and he's 10 years old.
Oh, so
mentally
6
now.
years, like you said. So 4, he was diagnosed.
Yeah.
So apart from the other school that you went to and took him, which didn't work very well one-to-one, how many other schools did you go to before you went to Global
There's
Link?
one-to-one. There's 2, 3, 4. There's one that actually helped us a lot before Global Link. Do I have to mention the school?
you can.
The school is called Real Kids.
Okay.
I remember going in there, and for him to pay attention, because they need to have like concert. I have to be in the school,
Oh,
staring at
okay.
him, and
Has to
you
be
have to
there.
dance. And everybody in the school was surprised on the concert because they thought he wouldn't be able to do it. There's a choreography. It's hard.
Hard.
Yeah,
And he
it's
did
really,
it.
really hard.
And he did
He
it.
did it. Yeah. So that's the first step, and that school as well. We get one teacher who's really, really patient,
Yes.
and that's the school where he learned how to write.
Right.
Yeah.
So was that preschool or already when
It's
he...
a preschool.
It was
as
preschool.
well. Yeah.
So when he started at Global Link, was it from Standard 1 or was it still preschool?
This is preschool. Yeah. Yeah, he was 6, but he's delayed like
Delayed.
3 years or 4 years down.
Oh, so
Yeah.
he has got delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Ah.
basically, okay, they will have a
Delayed development.
Yes.
So it takes a while, like the children with
Yes.
the autism spectrum, to be
Yeah,
brought up to
yeah.
where they are
Yes,
supposed to
that's
be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, right. So how well is he doing now with both his? Is it two? I know you said you got 3 kids.
Yeah.
I know your son is a boy,
He's
Yeah.
and
the
he's
eldest.
and he's the eldest. Okay, and
Yeah,
his name is
second
Don
one.
Nelson.
Don Nelson.
And then, do you have a son or a daughter?
Yeah, so another son and a daughter.
Another daughter. So the son and the other daughter are also in the same school,
Yeah, in the same school.
but are they in the same class?
This different class.
Different class.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
they're both younger,
Yeah,
so they are in the lower class, and
Yeah.
Don Nelson has come up to his standard.
yeah.
So if he's 10 now,
Okay.
The standard 3.
standard 3,
Yeah.
G3.
G3,
Yeah, grade 3.
So,
So-
he's using a G3 books and everything.
9. So 10 should 10 be 4 or 3?
10 is actually standard 4. If
Standard
you
4.
count Malaysian
Ah,
system.
okay, Malaysian
but,
system.
But he is one because we put according to his level.
Ah, according to his level. Okay.
Yes. But he able to do all his maths,
Science.
English. His language wise is very good.
All
Okay,
right.
that's where we have brought him into. Okay, where earlier he don't has the ability to read also, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
no
so
reading.
he don't
No reading.
Yes,
Does he read now?
He
yes,
reads.
He reads.
also
Does he
reads.
like reading?
Yeah.
Yes, he reads.
Oh,
he reads a lot.
he reads a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
and he also can do public speaking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Presentations.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another talent that we have identified in him.
In him.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
So he talks.
Ah.
Okay, he talks. He gives choral speakings. He do choral speakings.
Choral?
Choral speakings. Choral speakings.
Oh, chorus.
Yes.
Chorus
Okay,
speaking.
Choral speaking.
Choral speakings.
What does that mean?
It's like a announcer, group
Announcer.
announcer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay.
I know you said he talks a lot.
Like
what does
MC.
he talk? What does he talk about?
Anything.
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 So when he likes something, he has an interest in it, and he verbalizes
He
it.
can
Yeah.
demonstrate it.
Oh, so he
He
can
can
verbalize it.
Yeah.
So he
Can
has
verbalize
that
it.
competence
Yes.
very
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. So the only thing that he don't like is maths, but still he is doing it.
he is still doing it.
Okay, he is.
So do you think children with ADHD have got a deficiency in math, the way they think, or
Not really.
No, not really.
Okay,
No.
because some kids are very good in maths.
Very good.
Okay, it depends. That's why I say it depends on the talents that they have.
okay?
What they
So
want
each
to do.
child is different, even
Yes,
in ADHD.
Yes, correct. Yes. Correct.
Okay, but what do you find most common that is actually hampering their progress?
It's obviously the behavior part.
Behavior part, the
behavior.
disruptive behavior,
Yeah.
Disruptive behavior. Sometimes they like to shout, scream.
because they
Yes.
need to
That's
let
just
out,
the
pent
energy,
out,
the
the pent
energy.
out,
Yes,
pent up energy,
They need to move.
move.
They
Yeah.
need to move and everything.
I'm beginning to think I'm like that sometimes. I don't know whether I'm.
Probably have an ADHD.
So that's also for adult ADHD, which is
Maybe
not-
no, I
which is
need
not
to
being
dance.
diagnosed
I
with
need
it.
no because I need every day to do some sort of exercise, and I must do a little bit of dancing to really feel I'm in the groove.
Okay.
And
But
not-
as long as you have the control, self-control in it, then it's okay.
I haven't been
But
disturbing my neighbors or my colleagues.
But most of the ADHD kids sometimes, okay, they become destructive is because actually they are doing it without being aware.
Ah, okay, they're not aware.
Ah,
Okay,
yes,
I'm
yes.
aware that I
Yes.
need to go for an
Ah.
evening run, or I need to go for a walk
that,
after dinner, just to let out all the energy and then to feel great.
Yeah. Your one is just a routine.
Yes,
Yours
You're
is just a
blinded by the
routine.
routine.
yes.
Yeah.
So you just want to burn your calorie.
It's not that. Sometimes I'm just listening to you all because
Okay.
if I work the whole day doing my job and I have to write up some framework and I don't have time to go out, I finish it, and then even if it's 2 a.m. in the morning, I go for a walk.
Okay.
And then I feel relaxed. Then I come back, have my shower, maybe have a cup of Milo, and then I go to bed. But I need that. If not, I cannot sleep. I'll be awake the whole time. So it's like the ADHD children. They need to let off their pent-up energy,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they feel better.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And
Because actually another reason why Melson is actually turning to become a normalized kids is because the support from the parent side, and
Yes.
also because all the siblings are
Okay.
there. Okay, so when they goes back home, the
Yes.
sibling knows how to attend to him.
So they are
Because-
given awareness?
Yes,
They're given
of the
awareness?
siblings, because they are in
Yeah,
the
they know.
inclusion. When they are in the inclusion, they knows, okay, he need to be attended in this way.
Okay,
So
this is how you need to manage your brother.
Yes, okay.
I
need to
was
manage the
yes,
brothers.
I was going to ask you that question just now. Thank you for telling me, because I was thinking the two younger ones will find that you're having to give most of your attention to your oldest boy because of his ADHD.
Not really, not really.
In the beginning, no?
No, we treat them same.
Same.
Yeah.
But if he's having a disruptive moment and you need to get him to go out and jump on the trampoline,
It's like you have to teach them how to do it.
Okay.
And it's gonna be like your routine. It's
Okay.
like your routine, because ADHDs are routine. They are based on routine.
routines.
So like if you teach them how to do this and do that,
Yes.
then they're gonna be remembering that, and it's gonna be their routine daily.
So
Yeah.
they love routine.
You like routine.
They
You gotta get
Really?
off from the routine. Yeah.
So that's why it's being trained.
You have to train.
Trained.
Okay. So the same things like, just now he was mentioning the drawings and everything. We are training him to do it.
No, that part, no, I'm talking about the part where if he becomes disruptive, I'm sure there are moments of disruption still. You still get moments, or is he fully
He's
cured?
the I mean, of all the three,
Yes.
he's the one that's more attentive and more obeys us more than the other two.
Really?
Yeah.
Because actually, once it comes to a stage of normalizations and everything, they actually can follow instructions. Very well.
Yeah.
They will really follow the rules.
Really?
That you set up the rules. Once they only become destructive actually when they don't know the rules. Okay, they
So
don't
they-
know what they need to do.
So they don't know their boundaries. So
Yes.
you have to put boundaries
Yes, we
in
have
for
to put the
them.
boundaries
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
So that's
that's-
why I always say, okay, when this kind of things is, at home, okay, both parents, okay, the siblings, everybody have to do the same rules.
I see.
Okay, so then they can follow the things. Okay, if one breaks, okay, let's say the mother is putting one rules and father is putting another rules, then okay, they become confused. When they becomes in a confused state, that's where the behavior becomes disruptive.
Disruptive.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. So your house must work like a clock, or like an army. Everything routined.
Not really that
No, but
bad. Yeah,
not
but
that bad.
not
But
that bad,
They have the basic rules.
yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
they have their
You
basic
have to
rules
do this
and-
and do that before do this and do that.
do that.
Yeah.
And your other two kids also follow.
Yeah, yeah.
Your typical kids.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that. Now, the other thing I was going to ask is, we've talked already a little bit about managing the behavioral issues of a child diagnosed with ADHD, and I know you have asked you how you apply it if they are, which is under the behavior analysis, which you said if he is disruptive, you take him out and you get him to jump on the trampoline or make him do an activity, and then when he comes down, you bring him in. And you've explained that about using the trampoline,
Yeah.
the cycling.
Yeah.
So does he go cycling every day?
Yes.
He
Yeah,
does.
does.
Every day.
One of
Yeah.
the important activity actually.
So is it in the morning or in the evening? Do you have a
It doesn't
routine?
matter. Now he doesn't have a. Now he's normal now. There's no more routine.
No more routine.
Yeah. He
So
can cycle anytime.
he can cycle anytime.
Yeah.
So do you have a garden that he can go and cycle?
Yeah, our house, the entire community. We got a guarded house.
Oh, okay.
We let him cycle by himself.
And he's fine?
He's fine.
He's not disruptive?
Nope.
Okay, and he knows road
Yes.
rules
he'll come
because
back.
he's 10 years
Yeah,
old, I know.
yeah, yeah.
And he comes back.
Yeah.
He doesn't go away and say, I don't
No.
want to go back.
No, no, no.
I'm joking. I'm joking, okay?
That's why I say he already knows the rules, so he know how to carry himself already.
So it's very interesting.
But I believe, okay, since you just now you was mentioning for the you took 2 years to train him in cycling. That
Yeah.
was tough. That's where most of the parents will give up.
Really?
Okay, they will give up. One
Be-
time they tried, 1 time, 2 times they tried, and then they say, okay, my child are not able to cycle.
Okay.
You can actually force them. You can't force them. So you have to do it nice and slow until they get interested with the activity you want them to do.
Okay.
Because if you force them, it will be hard to introduce any activities.
Okay.
So you have to be nice and slow. It takes a long time, but you will eventually do it.
Okay. And, you know, teaching him 2 years to cycle, was that a bicycle or a tricycle with the two safety wheels?
Yeah, with the training wheels.
Training
Stage by
wheels,
stage.
stage
Yeah.
by stage.
Yeah.
Stage by
So it really...
Training wheels first, and I'll take off one wheel,
And then the
after
other.
another, yeah.
You have to give them the confidence first.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, that
okay.
they're able to do something.
So was that done on a daily basis, the training? Or was it...
At first, I just give the bike with
Yes.
training wheels, just free play,
All
let them
right.
get used to it, bring
Okay.
it to the park, cycle it, and then after that, it gets a little bit serious by taking off one training wheel. I actually had a lot of attempts, but
Okay.
it sometimes fails, so you can't force it. If they won't do it, don't do it, or else you won't like it.
So
So
before,
in the
before
end-
that, okay, actually we also do the occupation therapy, okay, where they will be walking on the balancing bars. So these all are some of the steps, pre-steps before he goes into the bicycling.
I see. So it's almost as if at school he's learning some skills,
okay,
and then
yes,
it...
and that it being carried forward.
Carried
Okay, because whatever sometimes we do in the at school, everything cannot be brought back to house.
House,
to do,
okay.
because they don't have the facility to do it.
Okay.
So that is where we always guide the parents. Okay, why not you bring them? Okay, for a cycling. That's one of
Okay.
the good activities to go to, and then monkey bars. Okay, and many other activities.
Many other activities. So it helps them when they go home, they are learning the skills, they're
Yes,
learning the confidence, and then it helps them. Thank you very much. That's very interesting, because now you've explained to me that you do not treat your typical children different from your child with ADHD, and that your child going to Global Link
Yeah.
has actually really progressed. Yeah, although he's in G3, class 3, but he's a year older, but that is very good progress. I have my last question. You talk about inclusion, you know, of letting the parents of special needs let the other typical kids to be in the same school. Do all typical kids treat the children with ADHD the same way or differently? Because that'll be another challenge.
Okay. It's all about creating awareness for the kids.
Okay.
Okay. Some of my kids, the typical kids, okay, when they see the kids are behaving differently, okay, they do come back and ask us, what am I supposed to do with these kids? I have a new friend and he's not talking or he's not playing. What should I do? So we do guide them.
Yep.
Okay, how to bring them into their groups.
Okay.
And these kids also, they of course they want, you know, they like to be loved.
Yeah.
Okay, so when these kids ask them to join them, of course they go and join them, and this is how their relationship goes on. So end of the day, the normal kids, the typical kids, okay, they're aware how to help
And-
these kids,
Okay.
and these kids
And-
join back with these kids to become normalized.
And they also learn inclusiveness.
Yes.
What about the parents of the typical kids? Are they are okay with it?
Yeah, most of them, because they have seen the results of the kids. They have seen the changes. They know, okay, some of them kids coming in, you know, just now with the behavior problems and everything in the
Yeah.
beginning, and they also seen that they are changing. So when they are seeing the kids are being changed, it's not an issue already.
Okay. That's very good. No,
So
that's
that's why the typical kid parents also, they're accepting it. Yes, okay, it's okay. Okay, my kids is mixing around with them. Okay, because as long as they can play together, okay, they're fine. Everything is alright.
All right.
Okay, they don't make it a big issue.
I see. No, that's very interesting.
It's
So
basically it's awareness.
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 And nobody has ever made any negative comments or they've not been disruptive towards these children.
Because
No.
before they coming in itself, they are already
Aware. Make them
created the
awareness.
Okay, that we have 70% of typical kids and 30% of kids with special needs, and
Okay.
only learning disabilities.
Okay, not anything.
We are only dealing with ADHD, autism, slow
Learners.
development delay,
Okay.
Dyslexia. Okay, dyscalculia, these kind of kids.
Cases only.
Yes.
Okay.
So physical needs we are not
Not
accepting,
accepting
them.
at the moment.
Because of course the facility constraints and everything, and we know we're not able to help them.
Ah, okay, that's interesting. I thought maybe there were children with physical disabilities, but then no. Donald, so now that you've made your immediate family and you're be aware of what your son is going through, how inclusive have you been your extended family? That means your parents, your wife's parents, maybe the cousins, and
they're quite. They don't even know.
oh, they don't even know now. Oh, okay, that's very good.
Yeah, they don't even know because they know that we've been doing something with him last time, and then now like he's normal now. So we nobody knows.
Oh,
But in
so
the
Yeah.
beginning, they knows.
At the beginning, they knows,
No,
but
they know, yeah.
we actually didn't really ask them like personally.
okay.
So we just deal with it. Like I told you, you have to deal with the problem immediately. Don't
Okay.
wait too long.
Too long.
Because if you wait too long, then that's gonna be the problem.
Okay.
You won't be able to help the child. So we are good enough that we managed to find the right persons to help us with the child.
And also at a very young age of 4.
Yeah, correct.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much to both of you for being here. It was very interesting. And thank you to all of you who've been watching. Every time I do a show, I learn something new. I was beginning to think that I had ADHD because there are times in the day that I need to get out and have some activity, but I think it's just me. I'm not sure. Maybe I might go and have myself diagnosed. Thank you and good night.